Hello everybody, welcome to another clock show and tell. Today I want to bring to the table another one of my favorites. This is also another one that was featured in the book that I showed in the first video. I'm not going to get it out again. I've already plugged it once, but I'll plug it again. No, it's that design book. You look at the first video in the series and you'll see it there. But anyhow, what we have here is a Waterbury. They're called gingerbread clocks. Some are called kitchen clocks or parlor clocks, or they're known by several different names. But I tend to call them a kitchen clock, and I use kind of the term gingerbread interchangeably. And they call them gingerbread because of the cutout pattern that they have around the case, which is kind of goofy, but not. It's actually quite pretty. I like the way it's done on some of these. Some are just huge. Like, these things are just... Which, to me, I mean, hey, if you like them, that's on you. But, I mean, me, it's a little too much. But this one was in that book, getting back to this here. And it was about the third clock that I had decided to build. Not this one, this is an original. But we'll get back to that here in just a moment. So we made this clock. We struggled to figure out a economical means of creating all of these little gingerbreads, as they were, or, you know, little cuts and carvings all along here on the little side pieces here. Even this around here, you know, some of the molding work. We ended up making it out of black walnut. It turned out pretty okay for being the third clock, you know, my father and I had ever built. It was an interesting project. I actually am starting to remember some of the finer details of it, even though it was quite a while ago. But anyway, I'll get to some of that a little later on. Well, this one here, this was another one that I found on the wonderful world of eBay. So I found this, just sheer happenstance, just absolute luck, just like, you know, the first one with the Gothic clock. And I was like, holy cow, I gotta have this, you know. And I think I paid under $100 for this. I was kind of surprised. I think I ended up paying like $95 plus shipping. So, I mean, plus shipping, you're looking at about $18 or $20. So, yeah, it was probably a little over $100. But, I mean, for what it is, it's in pretty nice shape. If you look at some of the finer details of it here, it's got a lot of character to it. It's definitely been around. It's not in the greatest of shape. It definitely has some history to it. We'll just say that. How about that? But it is complete now. Funny story. So when you open it, this clock, a lot of these had this feature on them. I don't know if you can see it or not, but over in here is an alarm movement. Now this one originally had one. You know, what's in it now is what originally would have been in this clock when it was brand new. However, when I acquired it, it was missing the alarm movement. I assume one of the previous owners got sick and tired of it, because they're loud, they're annoying, they're not exactly perfectly accurate, you know, as far as setting them, but they're extremely loud and extremely annoying, and no, I'm not going to wind it and make it do its thing, because it's annoying. But anyhow, so I bought the new alarm movement. I looked and looked and looked and finally found one. It took me a couple of months, and I finally was able to locate one on, you guessed it, eBay. Noticing a common theme here. But anyhow, so I got that, and then the pendulum that was in it, it was missing the back half of it. There's like a lead weight around the inside, a ring that goes around the inside of the pendulum, and that plus the back was missing. So I had to actually purchase a Waterbury pendulum It was a different design than this one, but this one's original to the clock. So I took the parts from the other one, which was kind of, the front was kind of So I think I got that thing for like maybe $6. But it had all the stuff I needed to fix it. So I put it in there. Now it's the the right weight. It's got a really good solid swing to it. The movement has been completely redone. It's one of the ones where I took the extra care because it was kind of running when I got it, but not very well. So I completely redid that, took it all apart, redid all of it. It looks good and it works good. It's reliable. But yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting clock with the designs. It's kind of mildly unique in some of the ways that the styling is done, but I like it, and it's kind of aesthetically pleasing. It's just, I don't know, it just has an interesting style about it. But yeah, so I think this alarm mechanism might have been out of a slightly different kind of clock because of the orientation of it, but I was able to make it work, and it does work. I have actually tested it, so we'll leave it at that. I'm not going to do it. I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. But anyway, so, no key, no nothing like that, so I got an actual Waterbury key for it. Well, not an actual Waterbury, but it's a reproduction, but it's exactly the kind of key that would have been originally with the clock. The dial face is original. It looks like somebody made some touch-ups here around the scalloped opening here for the alarm. There is some flaking, but I'd say it's about 90% there, which is impressive considering the age and the overall condition of the clock. But otherwise, I mean, it's in pretty nice shape. It's very solid. It's sound. It's got some heft to it. But no, it's definitely a nice timekeeper. It's a nice piece of art. But yeah, anyway, so some of the history here. I could be wrong, so correct me, and I know that there's a few of you out there who probably will, and I actually would like that. But anyhow, I want to say this clock is from like 1889, maybe 1890, somewhere around there. Say give or take 5 years in that period. I'm sure some of you have access to some old catalogs that had them in there and what years the catalogs were and whatnot, but I don't even remember the name of the style. I had looked it up once, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was called. But anyway, I guess I should have been more prepared, huh? But oh well, it's all right. But the overall condition of the clock is probably, I would say, about 80%. As far as like condition is concerned. Yes, there's some dings and nicks and scratches around the door here, which is all together. It has never been apart by the look of things, which is surprising. Everything else is very solid and still stuck to the clock very well. Getting back to the original thing I was talking about, with the scroll work that's on here, on the clock that my dad and I made, we used my idea. Of course, I was about 15 or 16 at the time. I decided to use a Dremel rotary tool with an attachment on it that basically turns it into a little tiny router. And I just marked everything on the piece of wood, and then I just went around. Yep, the edges are jagged. It probably could have been done a lot better, but whatever. Right now it's at my dad's house. He's enjoying it. It even has an original movement in it that I found. It's another Waterbury movement. I didn't put the alarm in it, though. Again, I'm not doing it. But anyway, but I will make it go off for you, the chime. Gong, rather. But anyhow. But one of the other interesting things about a lot of these clocks is the design. I feel like they could have possibly done this a little bit better, or at least made it more efficient and less labor intensive, but this is what they chose to do, and I'm going to show you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stop this real fast, and I'm going to turn this around. So oh, there's a little cobweb on there, a little bit of dust too. How dare I? Oh, you know what, there is a part missing. Right here, there was a little angled piece that helped keep this straight. That seems to be gone. Well, whatever. That's whatever. But anyhow, but the back, but it is nice and solid. It's clean for the most part. Again, it's a little dusty. My apologies for that. But anyhow, yeah, I did put a screw in here because the one was missing. This was originally held on with nails, but I put some screws on the top because it was a little loose on the top, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to go anywhere. So I just had put in whatever screws I had. It's the back of the clock. Nobody's ever going to see it. Oh, wait. Oh, darn. Well, anyway, too late now. So anyhow, but yeah, but this is the interesting part, is this curve part. This case, the entire outside of the case here is all one piece of wood. And then what you do is you can actually see these little kerf cuts right in here. They're about every half inch, every 3/8, give or take, all the way around. And what that allowed was you could take the one piece of wood that's, this long, and you could bend it into that. Is it neat? Yeah. But when you bend it like that, you got to be real careful. Let me tell you. One of the things that we even looked at doing was steaming it. We ended up soaking it in some hot water for about a day, and then we bent it. It just so happens, by the way, we bent it around a coffee can. I remember that specifically to try to get the shape right. And a funny thing is a coffee can is almost exactly the right radius for that. So anyway, just a little piece of info. If you ever decide to build something like this, get yourself a coffee can. But anyway, so, but no, it's very nice. It's very well constructed. It's all together aside from that missing piece. It looks like there was a little piece somebody put on here. I don't know if that's original or not, but there was one that was over here that seems to be long gone. Some of the finish is kind of back here. I'm wondering if somebody tried to refinish this at some point and just, well, didn't really do the greatest of jobs here. But anyway, let's turn this back around for you. Looking at the back is not as fun as looking at the front, huh? So, how about we get right to it then? Well, I shut the door, but oh well, I can just open it back up. So anyway, we'll open the door, and then we'll see what it sounds like, see what you think. There's the warning, and I'll close it. That's a very pleasant sound, if I do say so myself. But anyway, this one goes in my basement. And it goes for, well, as long as I keep it wound. And as I mentioned in the first video, kind of get lax on that. Honestly, before this video, this was the first time I'd wound it in probably about 2 months. So it's just, you know how it is, where it gets to where you just get busy and you don't think of it, and then when it stops, you're just like, well, oh well. So, but anyway, so this is video number 2. I think I'm gonna kind of cut it off here. But but yeah, no, it's in pretty decent shape for the age. It's been around, that's for sure. But so have a lot of them. But anyway, Well, I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are staying hunkered down. I know with the way COVID has been going, the numbers have been climbing for the number of cases. So it's time to be careful. Think of your loved ones, if not yourselves. The people that you come in contact with every day. So just stay safe, everybody. But I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's healthy. And y'all take care. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to post some comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing helps, and then you can catch the next video before, well, I wouldn't say before anybody else, but you'd be one of the first ones probably. But anyway, thanks again. Hope you did subscribe, and thank you in advance for your subscription. And y'all take care. Have a good one. Bye.